Hello and welcome to session 10. We're finally on session 10 of Dreamers of Kiriak. We are not joined by Eric at this moment because there may or may not be a hurricane slowing the trains, but he may be able to join us later.
So the reason I have no audio from anyone.
I can hear you.
I can hear you. Did you just...
I don't know, I heard you say 3, 2, 1 and then silence.
Oh no.
I had the same experience. You said 3, 2, 1 and then dead air.
Oh,
I can hear you now, though.
Yes, I ran Foundry again in administrator mode because I was updating it. So I'm glad I just remembered this time. So let me shut that down and restart it.
Gotcha.
Nobody will guess that my password was, in fact, just all bullets.
That's what it shows for you anyways when you type it, right? It was actually Hunter 2 the whole time.
Ooh. But when I type it in chat, all that comes up are asterisks. I'm loaded back up. Everybody should be able to get back in. All that I was saying is that we are finally on session 10. It has taken us a long time to get there.
Woo.
And I need to update the continent map because Antonin is currently RIP. He tried to do some speedrun hacks and he just clipped right out of the entire dimension. There we go. Garfield Jackson. I probably need to add a... Well, I have a dead PCs folder. I should edit that to be dead and missing PCs folder.
Hopefully it never becomes as full as Aaron's.
I certainly hope not. How many does he have at this point? It's over a dozen. It may be several dozen. I don't know.
Yeah, a third of them are you.
Yeah. I'm like second or third. I don't think I'm second. I think I'm third in the most number of deaths.
Yeah, but you definitely have the most deaths compared to how long you've played.
Yeah.
And with one of your characters back now, you have a chance to add to that.
Yes. It is entirely possible for Round Boy to die. So far we have... Oh dear. Just Wrath and Garfield in this campaign. Not Wrath and Garfield. Wrath and... Why did I add Garfield to there? Wrath and Antonin. Garfield is already
dead the whole time. It was the secret.
Done. Okay, I only have Jordan connected to Foundry. Are the other two of you still loading?
No, I think I'm good.
That's weird.
Did we need to restart it? Because I'm sitting on the screen.
You might need to, because it doesn't show me that anybody else is logged into the session. It may just glitch out if you try to do anything, because I shut down the server and then brought it back up. But I don't know exactly how that works with Foundry.
Because it said you lost the connection, and then it didn't say that anymore, so I just kind of assumed.
Weird. I just saw George pop in, now Stephanie pop in. Alright, so what happened when we last played?
Let's see. So, Antonin rang the bell, right, and got yoked to somewhere else. My recollection is a bit fuzzy because I was driving for 5 hours before I showed up to the session.
Right. Oh gosh, now I'm trying to remember what happened between the beginning and end of the session.
I remember there were a lot of soldiers. there was surgery
Yes.
involved and soup that took over everyone's minds.
I completely forgot about that. Yes.
Yes.
The party went to town. Soldiers showed up. They said that there were lots of Fearlins that were on fire, that were in a cave, and they just kind of slaughtered the vast majority of that company because, you know, they were all armed with flamethrowers, and the flamethrowers didn't seem to do much to the already on fire giant spiders. So the remainder came to town, and they asked for lodging, and there was a small amount of haggling between Oshit and the soldiers, and they're just kind of squatting in the orphanage at the moment. There was, in fact, the soup that took over people who ate it, and now the aftermath of that is that Oshit has a supercharged witch's cauldron that will make even fancier potions. And the party eventually traveled back to the town, which is now on fire, and I think that's where we left off.
Oh, yeah. That's sounding familiar. Okay.
So people, once their maps load, should be able to load into this.
Oh, my.
And there, you come into town, and there are burning buildings all around that I didn't bother to add burning effects to. And, ooh, let me see if I can just do, like, one of these here.
This map's acting like it's new to me.
It is technically a new map.
Ah.
I duplicated the old version of it. That may or may not do anything.
You may have to unpause.
Maybe, maybe not. So yeah, it's probably not going to do anything during the day.
I do see some lights flickering here and there, but I think the daylight's overpowering
Probably.
stuff.
And it is currently 1 in the afternoon, so that would make sense. So you guys come and you see the buildings all burning, and you see several Fearlins. Now you have encountered them several times by this point, but these ones look considerably different. You see directly before you one Hulk, an expressionless Hulk actually. It towers as the others have, but the others have seemed like weirdly muscular under their internal exoskeletons. This one looks...
They're what?
Well, they have like exoskeletons that cover part of their body, and then they have portions of like plate bone chitin stuff that's like right under the skin, protecting their inner organs. They have both endo and exoskeletons. It makes them
And
very
skin.
hardy. And skin, yes. They are like the Swiss Army knife of giant spiders.
You'll have to draw us like a cross section sometime.
Oy. These ones don't seem to have much muscle mass. They're like skeletons with skin and exoskeleton stretched here and there. They're like just tall, thin versions of the ones that you've seen before, but also there are like little flames flickering between their plates and dribbling from their mouths and coming out of their little ear holes and their little eye holes. And the same goes for the Fearlin drones that skitter around, and they crawl up to the edges of windows and doors, and they sniff with their little nostrils. They seem to be thinner. They're not as bulbous. These spiders are not as voluptuous as the other spiders you have seen. And little flames flicker from their joints as well. What do? You hear the screams of townsfolk coming from both the alchemist's shop and the inn.
Have they noticed us yet?
In the first moments, they do not seem to have noticed you.
All right. Do I have time to cast a spell?
Yes. If you are going to take an action like that, we'll go immediately into initiative, but they have not noticed you yet.
Okay, they haven't noticed us yet. Fair enough. Um. Yeah, I'm gonna also move just kind of down
Okay.
here a bit. Try to get out of the way.
Garfield will follow. Is Salir going to move down? You guys can effectively have this movement for free.
Sure, why not?
The horses are not liking this very much as you abandon them in the presence of monsters.
I forget. Can I actually talk to the horses telepathically?
I don't know that you can. You can touch their minds, at least I think, if they're creatures.
Must
Just
speak
slap
the
them
language.
on the ass and tell them to move.
Yeah, they must speak a language the other knows. So yeah, I'll use my invisible mage hand to slap the horses' asses to make them giddy up out of town.
Okay.
Just send them off somewhere.
Now, they are attached to a cart, and the butt of the cart is facing the road away. The horses are faced into the village.
Okay, fair enough.
They can't exactly, like, pivot. And maybe, I don't know how carts work. I would assume they can't just immediately pivot and then
It's a wide turning radius on this, and
That's what I would assume.
Well, I already said I did it, so we'll
Okay.
hope that they curve out at a high enough speed that either A, they'll be a distraction that we can take advantage of, or
Right.
B, they'll get away.
Let me look
We'll
up
see.
horse real quick. I am disappointed that there is no swarm of horses block in D&D.
That really is an oversight.
Alright, they do not have anything that would help them here. The horses freak out and run through the middle of combat. The Fearlins immediately take notice. As your characters would certainly recall, the standard behavior of Fearlins that you have known if you were monster hunters, you wouldn't know this unless you were a monster hunter. They have always been known to attack livestock and carry them away. It's very strange for them to be recently attacking people. That was one of the strange aspects of the first situation you guys were investigating at the beginning of the campaign. So, seeing the horses run through, the Fearlins apparently give in to their instincts and just kind of clobber these horses. Maybe. I gotta add horse now. I'm sure that there's...
While
Yep.
there's a moment of distraction, can I cast a spell?
Yeah,
Potentially?
we're gonna go into initiative at this point.
Okay.
The trick draft horse and the constant draft horse.
little did we know they had names.
They have their own shadows cast in a different direction.
This is extremely powerful magic.
They are very powerful horses.
One of the Fearlins is burnable, so.
Hmm.
Oh
Ah,
That's an
Rip
interesting
your
way of doing
users.
that. Okay, it's Garfield's turn first. Oh boy, I don't know how to play Garfield. Okay, he's a fighter, he's a rogue. I guess I know how to play Garfield. He says, what voice did he even have? So, we're leaving the horses. What are we going to do? What is our plan here? Oh shit, is there anybody inside? Oh shit, you see nobody directly inside through the window you're standing next to. Are we going
No,
to...
he's probably dead.
Well, I don't know what we do. We can't
Or the
win
bastard
against
ran
this.
away with my money.
We can't-
Wait, is the tavern on fire?
The tavern is mildly on fire.
Well, that changes everything.
You saw what happened to the soldiers. We can't do anything about this. We need to leave. He glances around hoping for support. Does anybody offer him support in this?
I mean, I imagine in this moment Goris is already beginning to cast a spell because that was
Alright.
part of his intention here.
So Solaire's worried about his tavern.
Yeah.
Garfield resigns himself. He walks over. And he is going to try to shoot the Fearlin drone that's the closest to him. And he hits. I gotta figure out where his sneak attack is. And he skewers it with one arrow.
Killing it instantly.
Yes. It explodes into fire.
Ooh.
And he's got... How many attacks does he have at this level? I don't see any multi-attack thing on his thing. If he's multi-classed, he probably doesn't have multi-attack. That's his turn. The Tribal Blazing Fearlin Hulk's turn. Stephanie Zara's character's turn.
Why does it do that?
Because I don't think that your token was ever renamed from its original name.
Hmm.
There, it's renamed. Oshit's turn.
Nice. I awaken the spores.
You go Super Sporin.
Nice.
Your next form will be a Neo Super Sporin.
I had 7 temp HP from the soup.
I believe so. You still have it.
Okay,
It's the little
does-
number under the 42.
yeah. So what I just gained is added to that.
It would replace it.
Okay.
If it would be a lower number, then just keep the 7. Yeah, temp
Regrettably,
HP.
that's my action.
All right. Would you like to move?
No, I would not. I'm kind of happy here.
Entirely fair. The expressionless Fearlin Hulk does not seem to notice the skewered nature of its companion. It takes this lumbering sort of walk out as though it's about to just ignore the horses completely, and then it turns around and charges toward the trick horse, which is whinnying in panic. It rams into it. We'll see
Did
if
they
it hits
take the
first.
cart with them?
They broke free of the cart. For some reason, I was operating under the basic assumption that Mr. Chosen One had freed them, but he wouldn't have been able to do that. So they're going to be oriented like this.
Yeah, they're still be in the cart.
So the cart is just behind them, and I'm... Let's see.
Our horses gain visibility moments before they die.
They revealed their true forms.
Unsurprisingly, they're horses.
With shadows.
It's fancy. I don't have a shadow.
That hurts
Neither do
the
I.
horse. And this was not the right creature. So let me replace him. It will actually be important. Let me make a different attack, because I think he has a lower hit bonus. Why is this not working? I click attack, and it grays itself out. Oh, that would be because I still have the old character sheet open and that token is gone. I'm smart. 11 still hits. It rams into the horse, it sticks its limb all the way through the horse's body, and bites the horse's head off.
I will remove one horse from my inventory. Rest in peace, horse. We never named you.
I'm sorry for the continued tech problems.
Oh, all good.
And hopefully the wind does not destroy George and Stephanie's, entire dimension, because I live here too. The cart kind of gets thrown up and at an angle as the horse's body is torn this way and that. The other horse is going to make an acrobatics check and hopefully not go prone. The horse is able to remain on its hoofs. It is now the Burnable Blazing Fearlin drone's turn. It's going to try to... Let's see if it sees the peoples. Mr. Garfield was certainly trying to be sneaky.
Uh-oh.
He feels pretty stealthy. So the
Rip
drone is
George.
going to spit at the... He's going to spit at the horse. Hits the horse. And you've seen the little ones spit web before. This time the web's on fire.
Now the horse is on fire.
Now the horse is on fire. It's the circle of fire. The constant drafts horse's turn. It's going to use its action to try to struggle free of the webbing.
I fear he won't be as constant as his name implies.
He is a variable horse for sure. He does not break free of the webbing.
I'm going to preemptively delete that one from my inventory, too.
Solir, your turn.
He's getting there here when we give him my thing. Alright, now you duck.
What am I taking? Okay. What?
Is George busy with something at the moment?
He's trying to get logged back into his computer. He's almost there.
Gotcha. Did the map fail yet again?
He says he wants to move up and to the right so he can see the thing and make a ranged attack on
Okay.
it.
He will be able to just barely see the drone. It is going to have partial cover against him.
Because of the cart.
The cart... Oh yeah, honestly, he probably can't even see it at all. The cart's probably completely in the way.
Yeah, he'll probably move up further than that then. I don't know why he said to the right. He'd have to move to the left.
If he goes to right there, he's not going to be hit. He'll have to not be hidden anymore behind the building if he wants to be able to sight the creature. If he's...
Yeah, just put
Is
him
he
wherever
trying to
it is he
attack?
can shoot.
No, if he goes here, he'll... If he goes here, he'll be able to sight the big one. Does he want to shoot the big one or the little one? I'll assume he's attacking the big one.
Presumably,
Whichever
yes.
one was attacking the horses.
Both of them were attacking the horses. This one, you won't have to completely expose yourself to be able to attack him, though. Are you back in the map, George? It says that you're here, but I may have just never noticed that it logged you out.
No, I think I'm back.
Okay. Then I've moved you up a bit. I haven't attacked with you.
Okay. There we are. So I guess I'm going to take the bow and try and shoot this guy.
All right. You hit. You hit.
And I guess that would be all that I could do there.
All right. Now you are... You know, the horse is your ally, I'm going to say. You can have sneak attack on that. Oh, no, you don't have that one, do you? You have the other rogue sneak attack feature. Then your arrows sink into its flesh, and blazing ichor bursts from its wounds. The horse fails its dexterity saving throw and takes 8 fire damage. The horse is now covered in napalm.
No. That can't be good for him.
It isn't. It's the receptive blazing Fearlin Hulk's turn, except he already went this round. It's the touching Fearlin Drone's turn. Goras, your turn.
All right. So Goras, after getting everybody together and insisting that he's got a spell ready to cast before we instead of retreating, finally finishes casting the haste spell, which he will twin to hit both Garfield and Selir.
Nice.
And that's a lot of sorcery points, but that's a big spell. So I'm concentrating now. I forget what we're using for concentrating, so I'm gonna do this, I guess.
Okay.
And then let's see, how far away is that drone from me? 45 feet.
The drone, which you cannot see at this time.
Not the drone, the drone here.
Yeah, there is a cart that is standing between.
Oh,
it and you.
correct. Right. Okay. I am just gonna get close to the building and pass turn.
Okay, 1 second. Let me set up walls here around the cart so it properly blocks sight.
Kind of try and hide from the scary monsters. Keep my precious concentration.
Well, whatever you did, I can't see the big one any longer.
Okay. Yeah, that's as it should be. Let me take care of that light. It's not working right. Okay. That was Goras's turn. Garfield's turn. Garfield cannot see them, so he shouldn't have been able to before, because that was dumb. He shimmies over here and takes more shots at the drone. I mean, you should be able to see the big one because the cart is shorter than the Hulk is. It will provide partial cover. It'll just have a +2 cover bonus. You should be able to see it. I don't know. There's probably a proper way to denote that in Foundry. Maybe if I change its height. Probably
I think
not.
there's a module you can install for that, but I don't think Base Boundary
Yep.
does that.
He does not hit. He is going to try to hide in the bushes. If that's a thing you can do. He feels pretty stealthy.
Hmm.
You hear a sound of smashing glass come from some distance away.
That's good.
Oh shit, your turn. Through 2 windows, somehow you can see the flaming remains of a horse that is still alive.
Oh, dang it.
What are you casting?
Casting something that I meant to put more to the left, but
Casting Meteor Impact.
casting Call Lightning.
All right. You should be able to move that if you click on the, it looks like the carpenter's square icon underneath the person icon on your left. Maybe you may be able to.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, call lightning.
Yes.
Centered on a point you can see. Well, you can see that through the window.
Well, I mean, that's just to place the storm cloud.
Yep. When you cast it, choose a point. A bolt of lightning flashes down. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dex saving throw. Creature takes 3d10. So, which point are you choosing?
Right on the big guy there.
Okay. If you put it in between them, you can get both of the creatures.
The big one and the small one?
Yeah, if
It says each creature within 5 feet.
Oh,
That's a lot more than 5
I
feet.
think there's a creature there that you and I cannot see that Taylor can because of the
Oh.
windows.
if you Right, I guess you wouldn't think to do that if you couldn't see it, so never mind.
So, yeah, unless it's within 5 feet of the big guy, because I'm just going to try to hit him
Yeah,
directly.
it's not going to be. So he's got to make a dex throw. He passes. Does he take half damage on that?
Yeah.
All right. A bolt of lightning cracks down from the sky and strikes the Fearlin Hulk on the tip of his little Godzilla spines. He looks very surprised for a moment.
The horse wasn't having a bad enough day.
There is now more smoke than fire coming from the blazing Hulk. The smell of fried shrimp fills the air.
Oh, yum.
Do you do anything else?
No.
Okay. The burnable Hulk. Let's see if it recharges.
Actually, can I climb through this window?
No, you cannot.
Bummer.
This is not Wynot's office.
The little drone smashes through the window and crawls inside. It certainly hits its target. I don't know why it has the both. It makes that... I mean, you hear a gurgling scream come from inside the alchemist's office that then trails away.
Well, he should have evacuated anyway.
The draft horse is going to bravely try to fight back against its attacker. It fails.
You tried.
Solir, your turn.
I'm going to put a couple of arrows into the big guy there.
Right, you cannot see him at the moment, so you'll need to... Sorry, you can. I can't keep track of the things that I myself said 2 minutes ago. You can indeed try to put a couple arrows in.
Okay.
Miss. Your arrow hits the side of the cart.
Good job.
And I'm going to move north a little bit underneath the tree.
Okay.
And that's going to be it.
The receptive Hulk sees you and begins drooling. Its head twitches a lot. It's going to try to ram you. Horse gets an opportunity attack against it. It's not a sentence I thought I was going to say today.
It's a good one.
He does not hit. That would have been beautiful. It wouldn't have been possible for him to kill it. 10 does not hit. Goras, your turn.
All right. I'm going to step up a bit here. And let me double check the distance. Yep. Okay. About 30 feet. Cool. I am going to frostbite.
All right.
So that's a con save.
Passes.
Okay. I am going to try and telekinetically shove him away from Solir 5 feet as a bonus action.
All right. It's a large creature. Will that matter at all?
You can one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The target must. I'll just post it in chat. Target must make a strength saving throw. It doesn't mention anything about creature size, but it is a strength save. So I imagine large creatures will just be better at that. All right. Goras does a total of nothing this turn and goes and hides in this little nook. Last turn.
Garfield's turn. He is going to make a sneak attack at advantage against the blazing boy, as he is in fact pretty stealthy. He hits, and he kills it, and it explodes into fire.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oops. I forgot to check if it was recharged, and it was. So Solir has to make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so how do I do that in...
Click on your, just the name dexterity on your character sheet, and then it'll ask you if you want to do an ability check or a saving throw. I'm really sorry.
Life goes on until it doesn't.
You take 4 fire damage as you're splattered with spider napalm. And do you do anything else? Sorry, it's not your turn. It was Garfield's turn. Oy. Garfield looks very pleased with himself. He's going to run through the trees, I suppose. He's going to try hiding. He feels pretty stealthy.
Looks pretty stealthy. Which I suppose is not the point.
Perhaps not.
I can't see him behind me, so he must be stealthy.
Hold on, I need to do something real quick. I need to make a corpse icon. Ooh, a valuable corpse and an inquisitive corpse. Those are not good things.
No.
And a finite corpse. Even better.
Well, the valuable one might be useful.
One might assume so. Oh shit, your turn.
Well, I don't want to move, so I'm going to call lightning down on the little guy.
Alright, so you see a little guy, you can call lightning down on him. He's got to make a dex save. He makes the save. He does take a impressive amount of damage from that, though.
He.
The lightning bolt was larger in plasmic girth than his entire body was. So he just... A lot of his body just kind of evaporated away. He also looks as
Nice.
surprised as a spider can look.
Regrettably, I don't think I can move the storm cloud once it's placed.
I don't think you can, but it's a gigantic storm cloud.
Yeah.
Oops, that was supposed to be at advantage. Move. The burnable drone sees Solir and is going to try to hawk web at you. The web splats near your feet and erupts into a tiny little flame before dying down. The horse is still alive.
Poor thing.
And the horse is, the fire has burned away its harness and all the little bits of its leatheriness that kept it to the cart, and so it is. We'll see if it's wise enough to run not directly into the middle of the fray. The horse runs directly into the fray.
Classic horse.
Like a crap. So close to it being a veteran horse. Solir, your turn.
I am going to, I guess, shoot at the spider that came out of the apothecary's shop.
All right. You do not hit. You hit. Your carefully placed arrow severs one of its legs right at the joint. a little bit of fire spurts out, but you are tactfully not within 5 feet of it.
Okay, and I'm going to move a little further away from the thing.
Okay. Do you do anything else?
No, that's going to be it.
Okay. The Frosty Blazing Firlin Hulk. Interesting name. Goras, your turn.
Goras steps out from hiding, sees nothing, steps up.
Solir was hasted. Garfield were hasted. I don't know that that was taken into account on either of their turns.
Yes, they have been hasted, indeed.
Yes, sorry. Could you please put haste in the chat real quick? We
Yes.
can... I am really sorry to jump back a few seconds from your turn, Goras, but we can
That's okay.
give Solir the benefit of the haste at the end of his turn, which means he gets an additional action, Solir, that you can use to take the attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action. So you may make one more weapon attack against the drone if you like, or any of the other things that you could have also used your bonus action for.
I think I probably would have hid then at that point.
Okay, you could.
When did I
being a
get
rogue,
hasted?
At
Start of the
beginning
fight.
So,
Oh, okay. So I should have had advantage on that dex thing to take the damage.
yes. So thankfully we don't need to retcon that because you didn't get web splatted. So you are a rogue and do have. You could have used your bonus action to hide anyway, right? Or am I missing?
Well, yes,
something?
but I've been using that bonus action to take the second shot.
I don't know that that's how it works with a short bow.
It doesn't
May-
work like melee where I can take more dual wielding. No, I'm not dual wielding. I don't know.
With one weapon, no. I don't know
Okay.
that I was just paying attention enough.
I wasn't paying attention either. So
Yes, ordinarily you get one attack as a level 6 rogue. So we can just say that second attack was the attack you could have made with haste.
Perfect. You've been working
Yeah.
with haste
Wonderful.
all along.
I was doing things right, even though I was doing them wrong.
You were several steps ahead of me, and I applaud you for that. So Goras, what are you doing?
5 parallel universes ahead.
Indeed.
I'm gonna frostbite the drone that I can barely see here
Okay,
from where I'm currently
it
standing.
is going to have cover.
That's a saving
yes.
throw spell, so
Okay, so it won't matter.
yeah, it gets a little chilly.
It does indeed.
I will it to become chilly. So it takes 9 colds and has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Nice.
Ice
Ice
and then,
covers it all over, beginning to steam away.
as a bonus action, just to be a little meaner, I guess I'll just shove it to the west. So that's a strength save. DC 16. All right, it goes 5 feet west. It gets very chilly and then slides along the floor on its icy hands.
Perfect.
Spiders have hands, icy
These
claws,
ones
icy.
do not have hands, for once.
What do spiders have?
They have like little cat claws.
Little grabbies, little claws.
Yeah.
Okay, well it slides on its icy claws, and
Lovely.
there we go.
Taylor, I'm really surprised they don't have human hands.
The big ones do. These ones.
Okay.
These ones are more
May-
spider-like.
Maybe they have human hands in places that we just can't see
Human
right now.
hands are.
So,
They have human
probably.
hands instead of pedipalps. There we go.
There we go. Okay, pass turn.
Okay.
Or actually, I'll just shift here and then pass turn.
All right. Oof. Garfield's turn. He's hasted, so he'll have 3 attacks. I think. No, he'll have 2 attacks. He hits and he kills. He once more skewers a drone with an arrow, and it die.
Woo!
He will try to hide.
He's a very sneaky, stabby lad.
He feels pretty stealthy. You hear lots of screams and gurgling and smashing of glass and shattering of wood coming from the distance. It's just been a constant thing throughout this entire fight. Oh shit, your turn.
Regrettably, I'm out of things I can hit from where I'm standing.
There's always the horse. You do see... Can you give me a perception roll at disadvantage, please? You see through several sets of windows a...
Oh yeah, I do
the
see him
vague
over there.
shape of a Hulk just going to town on townsfolk huddled up inside the town hall.
I don't suppose the town hall roof has been destroyed, has it?
No, it has not. A lightning
That
bolt may
would've been
change that,
convenient.
though.
I
If
don't
you want to call a lightning
see-
bolt down, you may. I will just give him advantage on his saving throw.
Oh. Oh, I just have to choose a point, not a creature. Okay.
It's a 14. Meeting a saving throw is passing it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
I'm the GM. I should not be asking that question, but here we are. All right, so he passes, takes half damage.
Do I put a nice big hole in the roof?
You do put a nice big hole in the roof, and now the roof is on fire.
Nice.
The horse freaks out, who was, standing right by the town hall. Do you do anything else?
No, I'm good here for now.
Thankfully, the only other creatures within 5 feet of him were corpses. Otherwise, the townsfolk may have also needed to make saving throws. It's the horse's turn. We'll see if he comes to his senses as far as a horse can.
She's still on fire.
No, he's not, actually.
Nice.
The horse catches himself and runs away from the lightning. Because Ashid is clearly trying to snipe him in particular.
He may survive long enough to die a slow, horrible death.
He is now back where he started. So, Lear, your turn.
Okay, so from where I'm at, I can't see any of
Correct.
these creatures. So I'm going to move over towards the northern tavern wall.
All right.
Make a hand gesture toward the other people to follow me. And then I guess use my action to move further along the wall there.
All right. I believe you can dash as a bonus action, so you can still keep your action in case you see something. Yes?
Yeah. Okay, that's already with hasted speed, right? Just double checking.
Well, I would still have another action because of the haste anyway.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, you've got 60 feet of movement without spending any of your other economy just from haste itself.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I had not considered
It
that.
does make you a speedy boy. Just by virtue
Doubles
of
your
its
speed.
hastiness.
So you might be even faster if you had another bonus.
You could go 180 feet this turn if you wanted.
Yeah, I don't want to get that far out ahead of. Now, could I potentially prepare an attack and hide?
Yes, you can use your rogue bonus action to try to hide, and you can use your action to prepare an attack.
Okay.
That
well,
does,
then
in
I'm-
fact, give you another... Haste still gives you another action that you can use to make one attack with, in addition to all of that.
Well, I can't see anything I can attack unless I can shoot that one guy.
You could try to shoot through the window. You'll have disadvantage to try to hit. He definitely does not know you're there. You would have advantage from being hidden. I would equal it out.
Why not? Why not provoke something that make him kill me? We may as well try.
All right. You hit. Would you like to sneak attack that? You can't. Never mind. I'm
I
sorry.
don't believe I can.
Nope. You blam. You see the creature spin around wildly within the room and let out a screeching sound. And I don't... Yes, its flaming core activates, which doesn't do anything to anybody. It doesn't seem to figure out where you came from.
Okay. So I guess that's going to be the end of my turn.
All right.
Then.
Would you like to try to hide?
Sure.
All right. Please give me stealth.
Hide behind the horse.
Using course as cover. You feel stealthy. The screaming continues. Goras, your turn.
20 feet up. Don't see anything, and I saw Salir wave to us earlier.
Yep. Very quickly.
So I'll move 10 feet. Yes, very, very quickly. 10 feet here. And then I'm just going to stick close to Salir, I think, using my action to dash and keep
Okay.
up. And I still don't see anything that I can interact with. I see this over here, but that's pretty far.
You see a guy in this building up here who's just kind of quaking with a poker in his hands.
Okay.
And you see the Fearlin Hulk through the window to the west.
Okay. I still have 10 feet of movement. So seeing that guy to the north, I'm going to move here, see if I can get a better angle. I don't, but I see someone to the south.
You do see a guy. You actually shouldn't be able to see that. They would have had the door closed.
Okay, door closed. I see that the door is closed, though. Does it look
do.
like barricaded or anything? I tell?
Not from your side.
Okay, fair enough. So I take a quick look inside. I don't see anything. And I'm just keeping pace with Salir, and that's my turn.
Okay. Garfield's turn. He's moving hesitantly, seeing no enemies. He looks down at Salir. Are you making any kind of a signal to him, Salir?
No, because my whole point to signaling them was just to get them to move forward with us.
Okay. He, seeing the corpses of the Fearlins who have crumbled to ash around you, he tries to open the door to his north, and it doesn't open, so he leaves it where it is. He will prepare an attack in case he sees something appear that he can attack. You see those of you who could see inside the town hall, you see the Fairlin move northward, perhaps out of sight.
Okay.
You hear the sound of pulping meat come from inside.
Oh,
Well, I guess we won't have to deal with the town council anymore.
Rip, Mr. Council. Ah, shit, your turn. Everyone's running away from you.
as they should.
You are a little shroomy at the moment.
I still can see nothing. I'd like to prepare another lightning strike in case something comes within my range of sight.
Okay. Do you do anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Oof.
That's not good for somebody.
No, not at all.
None of this is going to be good for business for us at the tavern.
The horse escapes combat alive.
Horse just
The horse just
crab
got an
walked out
achievement,
of town.
as horses should.
I'm sorry, I doubted you, horse. I'll add you back to my inventory.
So, Lear,
I have
it's
to
your,
find it first, I guess.
it is your turn.
That's my turn?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to move down to the corner of the building here to see what I can see.
Right, you see a mangled corpse inside the town hall, and you see movement that is probably the movement of a person and not a Fairlin a little bit to the north, and you see the Fairlin taking swipes at it with its meaty claws. You see a corpse through the window of the boarding house to the southwest. You see no more enemies, though.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go across between the door and the window.
Okay.
Or I should have enough movement for that, correct?
Yeah, you have 60 movement at the moment. Minus your previous. You can, if you tilt your head around and look through the window that you shattered with your arrow, you can see the Fearlin standing over a pile of meat.
Okay. I guess I'm going to take... I can still take 2 shots at this thing and
Yes.
then hide. Okay, so that's what we're going to do.
Your first one will be at advantage. You hit. Your arrow punctures through its head. Actually, I forgot to see if its equal recharges. It does not. So when you kill it, you do not kill the townsfolk next to it. You're a hero.
Well done.
Huzzah. Well, since I didn't need to take that second shot, then I guess I will prepare that in case something comes out,
All right.
and I will try to hide there against the building. So that was what, stealth?
Yes, please. You feel certainly stealthy enough to stealth kill a Fearlin.
Oh, and I guess I will make some sort of a hand signal that, whatever was inside is now dead, but I don't know how much they'll take out of that.
Right. Is it like a finger across the throat sign? Or like a fist bump of triumph?
I'm
It's
going
a
to
thumbs up.
going to point at the building and then do the finger across the throat.
Okay. Goras, your turn. The building is dead.
His finger to the throat means death. Goris mutters under his breath. He walks up, also muttering metaphor. That's as far as I can walk. So he will take his action to get to the other side of the window that Salir pointed through.
Okay. What is directly northwest of you is a door. Then there's a window to the northwest of Salir.
Okay, so this door is open.
Yes, you can go in.
Okay. And I currently don't see anything hostile in here, right? What are
You
these
do not.
blank
The
tokens?
blanks are corpses.
Okay, cool.
There is one hyperventilating guy who is. His mind seems to be boggled that he's still alive.
Okay. I will enter the room.
You enter the room.
And I'll look at the dude in the corner and just go, shh.
He passes out. Hopefully.
Well, he did shh, so that worked.
Yes, you brought him great peace. So he felt comfortable to go to sleep.
And I don't have any more movement left, so pass turn.
Such is the power of the chosen one.
Oof. Maybe we should be grateful that they're getting all their crits out on NPCs instead of you guys.
So we can hear these people screaming and such.
Yes, you can. The screaming is getting quieter all the time, though.
Do we have an idea what direction they're screaming from?
From the west, generally.
Okay.
It's Garfield's turn. He is going to heroically run through the fields. He points to the northwest and can't see any of you properly, so he just points and nobody sees him.
All right.
Yeah, he's in range. Yeah, actually, that shouldn't have been at advantage because the guy had like not quite complete cover, but good cover, so that won't hit. That will hit though. Huzzah! Nobody can see him, but he feels very triumphant. Oh shit, your turn. You just saw Garfield, speedy boy, down to the southwest. There are shattered bottles of liquor and stomped food all over the inside of the tavern. Gold coins are scattered on the ground.
Well, that's as far as I can walk.
Okay. Double doors to the south are...
Dash over the bar and stand here.
You can dash over the bar and stand there. You see no enemies.
Like a hero.
Yeah. Garfield forgot to try to hide.
I'd like to prepare another lightning strike in case I see something through the window.
Okay. Something, hostile, I assume.
We'll say that, yeah.
You hear the sound of skittering.
Do I hear the people in the other room? Or do I not know they're there?
Can you give me a perception roll, please? See if you hear them.
Oh, good.
You hear nothing.
Okay.
A spider comes into the range of your lightning bolt.
Fantastic.
Would you like to obliterate it?
I would, but it's not letting me because I don't have any spell slots left. How do I do that?
You should be
Oh,
able
never
to...
mind. I got it.
Okay. Has it been taking spell slots away every time you've been...
I think that was my.
Because it...
I think it was my last one. When I cast it the first time, I think it was my
Okay.
last 3rd level.
It passes. But you blast it. It is going to try to... Well, we'll see if it sees Mr. Garfield.
I don't remember using other 3rd level spells though. The last
I
What?
think every time you've clicked it, it's taken away a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, because that's what it looks like, although it shouldn't be, because
You should have like a little checkbox that comes
Yeah,
up.
there was a
asks-
checkbox. I was not noticing that.
Okay, so if you've only used the 1 3rd level spell, just manually add your slots back.
Alright. Thank you.
It's going to try to spit web at you. Aw, shit. You have 3/4 cover because of the window.
Is the window broken?
It is. It also reveals only a small portion of your body.
Okay. It's the top of my head. I'm very short.
Yes. It does hit you, though.
Well,
Unless you have an AC boost from being a super spore. Do you have an AC boost?
that's a good question. Hang on.
I mean, it's you'd probably be like a +2 boost that would still hit, but still good to check.
The
I
disadvantage
don't see anything about that.
plus 3/4 cover is still a hit. Miracle shot. I'm incredible.
These are hollow point web blots. That's what they're going to be called. Ah, shit. Unfortunately, has -1. So you take the DMG. 6 fire damage.
Now, does it being 10 pitch points have anything to do with me rolling a concentration save?
No, you still got to make one. I think if that's the case, it would be what we in the business refer to as broken as all heck.
I'm sorry. What am I rolling for concentration?
Constitution, that's going to be equal to 10. You pass. You
Okay.
remain
I think I did that
concentrated.
wrong, but
You're as concentrated as orange juice.
okay.
And on your turn, you will need to spend your action if you want to get out of the web. Otherwise, you will be incapacitated.
Can I call lightning in an incapacitated state?
I forget exactly what incapacitated is, which is unfortunate. You can pull that up for me and take a look yourself. Goras, you see a spider crawling over the window to the north. Solir, your turn. You do not see the spider.
okay. Now, where did the lightning bolt come down in relation to me?
About to the left of the lowest corpse in the building. Oh, the one that just happened? It came
Yes.
very far to the southwest. You certainly
Okay,
heard the
but-
crack, but you did not see it.
So it came from the southwest. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to signal to Goras that I'm moving in that direction and then head down around the perimeter of the building that way.
Okay.
Okay.
You see the drone.
Okay, and then I'm going to take the 2 shots at the drone there.
All right, you'll have advantage on the first one. Okay, so yeah, that's unfortunate. However, shit, you can use an action to get out of the incapacitated state. I did not
okay.
just soft lock you, I promise.
Oh, it's wow, that's oof.
So it just
Okay,
takes
let me-
one action to get out of the web.
Yeah, let me actually check. Restrained, sorry, not incapacitated.
Oh.
Please forgive my incompetence, capacitation. Right, your hits, and you do 7. Very nice. You had advantage, so you do get sneak attack on that if you want it.
Restrained is not in this list.
I think it means you don't have any movement, maybe?
Grappled is no movement. Restrained is your attack rolls are at disadvantage. Everyone has advantage against you.
Okay.
And I think you automatically fail like dex saves or something. I forget the last one.
You skewer the drone. Your arrow goes directly through one of its eyes and into the abdomen. It's a long arrow.
Okay,
It's a small spider.
then I'm going to
Disadvantage, not auto.
I'm
Gotcha.
going to proceed along the southern face of that building.
Okay. You see a drone to the southwest. You see a Hulk to the northwest. You see a Goras to the northeast.
Okay, I'm going to try and shoot the one in the southwest then.
Okay. That will be a neutral attack. You hit. Your arrow slams into it. It
And
makes a
then I'm
tiny
gonna-
scream.
Hide there against the corner of the building.
Okay. Stealth, please. Thank you. You feel pretty stealthy.
And that's the end of my turn.
You see a Hulk smash through the remains of the doorframe. It lets out a tremendous sniff. It does not notice either Solir or Garfield. And it just ends its turn there.
Ooh. Goras
Another
saw
one
that.
comes down.
So I'm should be aware of that too.
Yes.
Barely saw it walk by the window.
Several, you have, I think in the last few seconds, seen 2 Hulks walking
Yeah.
almost side by side coming down from the north.
Okay.
It is Goras's turn. You do not currently see the Hulks. You do see a drone at the north tip-tapping on the window.
Yes. So that window is closed at the moment, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's an unconscious person to the south of it.
Yes. And you described earlier the town is on fire. Is there fire near the townsperson at the moment?
There is not. The
Okay.
fire is not much of a hazard in that despite how I have made the appearance of these buildings, the outside of them is mostly stone. The fire has been mostly from things that were on fire smacking themselves into doors and walls. The fire
Okay.
is not going to be practically a danger to anybody.
Got it. I would like to telekinetically shove the townsperson to the west one square
He auto
in
fails.
hopes. Yeah, in hopes that that'll get him out of the way a little bit. And then I will run. I guess it would probably be more like this, getting up here and
Okay.
try to get the attention of the drone instead of the dude there. And I will hold my action to frostbite it if it manages to break through the window.
Okay, it certainly notices you.
All right, that's my turn. Oops.
Garfield's turn. Garfield is not liking this. He is going to shoot the vague Hulk. Advantage. He hits.
Is that the one to the left or to the right?
To the right.
Okay.
His arrow slams into it, and then he launches another arrow. He hits. Ecor bursts from it. It does not do anything to anybody. Garfield is going to run around and try to hide. He will do so at disadvantage because the thing is staring, like, right at him in his general direction. Though the brush is pretty brushy. He feels pretty stealthy. Oh shit, your turn.
Does it take any additional movement to climb out a window?
It will take double your movement to climb out this window. Some of the
Okay.
other people couldn't even try it. You could, though, because you're a spindly old lady.
And movement is less than responsive.
I'm sorry. You see a Gorass. You see a townsfolk. Also, you are tied up with webbing. That's like
Oh,
metallic.
I'm sorry. I forgot to get out of that.
You've got to use your action to do so.
Okay. Is it automatic?
It will be automatic, yes.
Okay, then I will do that. Sadly, I can't dash then.
None of you are here to see it, but Ashit rips free of her barbed wire bonds in a way that is very hulky.
And now I'm just stranded out here.
Okay. You hear a scream come from the West Salir. I mentioned this one in particular because the screaming had kind of died down over the last few seconds. And then there's one sharp one that is suddenly cut off.
This is going to be very bad for business.
The one to the north that Goras is distracting is going to try to break through and get at him. It smashes through the glass.
Frostbite.
It fails.
3 cold
Oof, I'm
damage,
sorry.
but it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Okay. I'll just ask you to remember that because I won't.
Okay.
It is... I mean, it's going to try to attack you now, I suppose, so there's that.
That's fair.
It was actually going to try to web blast you, which will still be an attack roll. That does not hit. Sorry, I forgot.
Barely.
I forgot to roll at disadvantage anyway.
I mean, my armor class is 11, so that was perfect.
It's a good thing it was the first one. That will be its turn. Salir, your turn.
Okay, well, I'm going to take 2 shots at the guy on the right there. That
All right. You will unfortunately not be hidden from him. Actually, no, you will be hidden from him. He was distracted by Garfield.
So then the first shot would be at advantage.
Correct. You hit.
Does that get sneak attack
Yes.
then?
And your arrow punches through some kind of valve that hisses out steam inside its chest, and it crumbles to the ground before turning to ash.
Okay, then I would take the other shot at the
Yes.
other
This
big
one
one.
will not be at advantage. You hit. And your arrow
And
sinks
then
into
I'm
its
go-
arm.
And I'm going to retreat back
Okay.
along the building there. And then I'm going to try to hide.
Okay. The one that just got attacked by you is going to try to pursue you.
And that's my turn.
Right. We'll see if it notices you behind the corner. It does. You will have +2 cover bonus, though, against it as it tries to claw you. Will a 23 hit? I know you have, like, what is it, a 2 armor class bonus from haste?
+2.
I don't think that's going to matter.
Okay. That is 11 total damage between slashing and fire.
Okay.
And also we'll get its E-core out of the way, because when you hit it, it would have spurt and done nothing to anybody. We'll see if it recharged now. It did not. That's its turn. Goras, your turn.
All right. I'm going to straight up frostbite at the start, because why not?
Okay.
I'll just roll the damage.
Nice.
I'm not
Not
going to roll
nice.
the damage. I'm going to see what we're missing out on here. 7 damage it would have been. Okay, so he resisted that. Goris is going to come down here
All right.
and step outside and
You
see
see an shit
Salir.
and a Salir.
Yes, and I'm gonna say, "Oh, Salir, yes, you have only a few seconds. I can only hold this bowl for much longer. Just get to cover quick. It's gonna suck for a few seconds." And then I will
You see a Fairland
Just use
drone
a-
to the west.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the last of my movement to just try and get away from
Okay.
everything at the moment. And then seeing that there's not much cover and there's lots of stuff around me. Remind me, I have vision on this building here, so I have seen into it,
Okay. Yep.
but I don't remember if I saw any hostiles.
I
in there.
believe you saw 2 friendlies and no hostiles. None of
Okay.
you have seen any hostiles to the east of you.
Okay. Then I am going to Misty Step into that building.
Okay.
I can't drag myself there, but yeah, thank you. Just through the
Alright.
window.
The townsfolk
Can I Misty Step through a
freak
window?
out.
I guess I
Yes.
should ask.
Yes,
Okay,
you can,
thank
if you
you.
can see on the other side of it.
Perfect.
The townsfolk freak out and raise their weapons to attack you,
I'm
but then
here to help.
they recognize you're not a giant flaming spider.
Perfect.
All right.
And pass turn.
Was Goras yelling at us to not go into the building?
He's yelling at people to get to cover because he can only hold his spell for a few seconds more.
He just left cover.
I mean, he saw a Hulk like
You saw him
15 feet
vanish
away.
into thin air.
yeah. You
So-
see him talking about cover, and then he looks to the south and just goes pale when he sees the Hulk down there, and then just whoop, vanishes.
Just eats himself.
Because he
Yeah.
just ran from the he just ran from the building I was about to run into, so slightly concerning.
Well, what's more concerning to Solaire is he has no idea what the hell spell Goras is talking about. So
You've had a little bit of experience with haste. You've certainly in this campaign have had it cast on you before, and you've probably worked with mages who have cast it on you and have instructed you on the safety of using it. So when you notice that the world seems to slow around you and your reflexes are just perfect, as perfect as they can get under the circumstances, you are aware of what he is talking about.
Oh, goody.
I believe I've had it wear out on people a few times before
Yes.
too, and the effects of that.
Garfield's turn. Garfield is going to come around here. He is going to try to hide this time before attacking. And Garfield is going to plin some arrows into the Fearlin. Thankfully, that advantage 15 hits. Yeesh. That's 2 7s that he rolled. His arrow goes through its head and he fires another one as the creature turns and looms in his vague direction. And his arrow goes through its throat and it bursts into ashes.
Ooh.
Huzzah!
Oh shit, your turn.
Well, I mean, there goes what I was gonna do.
It's okay, you can see several drones. You've seen 3 drones over the course of your movement.
Oh, there's one in here.
Yes, he's licking his little lips and rubbing his little hands together as ice sloughs off him as he's prepared to sink his teeth into the unconscious down person.
Crap is doing the thing again where I hit to roll the spell and it just doesn't show me the pop-up.
Ugh, I'm sorry.
There it is.
He is going to have advantage being indoors.
Even though there's a hole in the roof?
Not a hole above him. And he makes that save. And unfortunately, the townsfolk was within 5 feet of him. Does that mean the townsfolk also has to make the save? He's unconscious, he's going to auto-fail,
Yeah.
he immediately dies.
Oops.
Oops. I tried,
You tried so
but then I
hard,
had to flee because I have 11 armor class
then
and
you
I'm
ran so far.
concentrating on haste on half of our team.
Well, you killed the townsfolk and left a spider alive, oh shit, so I'd say that's a successful turn.
I'm a hero.
Would you like to do anything else? The spiders are triangulating
No,
your position as we speak.
I have moved all I can move and I've caused enough
Okay.
damage.
That's fair. A spider crashes through the window.
This was a good plan.
It's going to try to hawk a blazing web at you. It hits. Please make me a strength saving throw. We'll see if you can immediately free before it hardens. You do not.
Hmm.
You take 9 fire damage from the critical hit. It gets in your hair. Another one appears at the window that was just broken through. This one's web does not recharge. It dashes
Good
to get
lord.
up to you.
Oh,
So
hi.
your turn. You hear the sound of tremendous skittering coming from inside. Your ears are ringing a little bit after that giant lightning bolt came down, but we're going to pretend that real life sonics don't work.
Okay. Well, Goris had said that I needed to take cover, so I'm going to back to the door and go into that building there.
Okay.
Forgive my stupid. That's a con save I need to make for concentration.
Yes. Which is going to be equal to... it'll be 10.
Oh, look at all the action inside here.
Yeah, Ashit is trading punches with a spider while 2 others cheer on from the sidelines. You
Okay.
succeed on that, Ashit.
So I'm going to draw the 2 rapiers
All right.
and whack the crap out of the spider that's trying to kill Ashit.
Nice.
When he moved up close to me, I can use a reaction to launch spores at it, correct?
If that's what your feature says, I don't know your subclass. So yes. All right, it's
I
got to
assume
make.
I missed and then I hit.
1 second. I'm trying to scroll through the several things that just happened at once. So, in
Sorry.
terms of chronology, it's got to make a Constitution saving throw. It's going to fail. It's going to take 4 necrotic damage. That would kill it. So
Oh, really?
it dissolves into ashes, Solir, as you approach. So we can retcon you dropping your bow at the moment, and say that you still have it in your hand. You can do your entire turn back over, actually, if you'd like.
Well, I think I would just have moved. If it just dropped, I would have just moved to the next spider and done the exact same thing. Anyway.
Okay. So we'll just have you walk up to it and attack it. And since you're a swashbuckler, you still have your sneak attack possibility. I believe. Is that discounted from it having an ally within 5 feet, or is that only discounted if you have a... I mean, that just gives you another way to do your thing.
Oh God, I don't know.
1 second, I'll just take a look at your feature. Fancy footwork. If you make a... No, that's that. Rakish audacity.
Yeah.
If no other creatures are within 5 feet of you... So yes, because no creatures are within 5 feet of you, you can do your thing.
Okay. Did you want me to re-roll those, or
No, we'll just use the values. Let me just figure out what they were.
they were a 9 and a 19?
Okay, the 9 will fail, 19 will hit. And you can sneak attack that. You stab into its thorax. And then your next... you do like a combination strike with your weapons, and you just kind of scissor its head off, and it crumbles into ash.
The other one's still outside the window, correct?
It is. Do you have... You should still have movement left, and you still have an additional attack you can make.
Can I use that attack instead to free Ashit from the webbing?
Yes, I'll say you can do that.
And then that's what I will do, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Nice. So, Ashit, for the briefest moment, you think that Solir is about to put you out of your misery. But instead, he deftly cuts away the strands of quickly hardening metallic web.
Ashit is
I'm a
not
hero.
wrath.
Goras, your turn.
Is this door openable?
Yep, it's barricaded, but you can pretty easily get that unbarricaded.
Okay, just shove the stuff out of the way with telekinesis if needed.
Yep.
Pop out here, so that's 10 feet of movement. I don't see anything, and I don't see the big scary things that I saw before that were causing me to
Correct.
panic and misty step away. So I'm gonna drop down here. Oh boy, is that targetable from where I'm standing? With a
It will be. You'll have disadvantage.
okay. Well, I'm gonna frostbite it as I have been
Okay,
doing.
of course, Frost.
Uh,
Ristibitidi.
I think that's the only thing I can do against these guys that isn't fire themed. So And they seem to be pretty okay with fire. So
It unfortunately passes.
yeah, that's fair. Okay, then I'm going to. I think it has to be within 30 feet of me for me to shove it. 30 feet, yes. So I can't shove it. So instead, my bonus action will be to communicate to Garfield, similar thing that I communicated to Slayer before, that they've got really just a few more seconds before they're going to be pretty vulnerable for a few seconds. Specifically, round 10.
Okay.
For tracking purposes.
Do you do anything else?
That's it. That's my movement action, bonus action.
The one at the window sniffs in the air and then moves away. Garfield's turn. He is going to try to plink the perceptive one there. He hits. And he kills it. He decides to just stay where he is, heeding Goras's advice. How he feels regarding stealthiness is a thing many would like to know. Ah, shit, your turn.
Since I used my reaction to cast Halo of Spores, at what point can I use my reaction again?
Every turn you refresh your reaction.
Okay, so
Or
since the spider...
every time it is your turn again, it refreshes.
Okay, so since the spider just died next to me, I can use Fungal Infestation and raise it up as a spider zombie?
Let me figure out where that is. You have to do it as it dies, is the rules as written thing.
Okay.
So
since I had already used my reaction that round, I cannot.
I'm going to say if it died last round, you can reanimate it. So we'll let you do that.
Okay, cool.
I don't really know I'm going to go for the flavor of you're infesting a corpse rather than the rule text of if a creature dies, this is the trigger to do the thing.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It is an unstructured zombie.
Fantastic.
It is reanimated for 1 hour.
And I cannot see any enemies right now. Do I hear enemies?
You hear scrabbling and scraping. You don't hear any screams at the moment.
What direction do I hear that coming from?
The west. Trying to remember how I give ownership to you. Oh, I don't know.
I'll just tell it to follow me.
Brains, says the spider, strangely.
Oh.
Alright, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
It should have a turn directly after me.
Yep, and it uses its turn to follow you. You can tell it to attack. That's the only thing you can make it do.
I'll just tell it to defend me.
Okay.
So you can stand in front of me. That'd be nice.
He didn't have a ton of movement.
Bummer.
He's actually only got 20 feet, so he was...
Oh, he'll be one back then.
He was right here.
Oh.
He'll be back there. He wasn't even
Useless.
able to leave.
I said follow me, and like an old lady went out the door, and he's just going slower. Nice.
He's been alive for all of 3 seconds, and his creator is already insulting him.
You see 2 Fearland drones to the west.
Oh, who do I see in the inn? Can I tell?
1 second. Who do you see in the inn? You can see no one in the inn. Do you mean in this building down here? You see a corpse
Yeah,
lying on a
there's
bed.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, you
Can
see
I
it.
tell who it is?
Nope, there's a lot of blood and not a lot of limbs.
Okay.
A greater number of blood than limbs, you might say.
Pretty sure what's her face left.
Yeah, she called for help a while ago. Like last night or something? Something like that. I don't know. Some hours
Yeah,
ago.
we sent sending to her, and then she replied back, "There's Fearlands everywhere," and we were like, "We gotta rally the troops and stuff." That's what happened.
So hopefully she was smart enough to stay away from them.
She said that she was under attack. She didn't seem very...
Yeah.
She seemed fairly calm about it. It was a little weird.
Oh, she's a little weird.
Solir, your turn. One of the spiders just got back up. Lots of fungus sprouting from its joints.
I'm going to assume that has something to do with the fungus woman that just walked out of the building. So
Probably.
I'm going to head over. That's a door in front of me, correct?
To the
On
south
the west wall.
and to the three directions that are not north are doors, yes, that you can open.
I guess I will go over there and open that.
All right.
All right.
You see two Fairland drones to the west.
Okay, I guess I will take shots at the one
Okay.
that's outside of the building there.
You'll have advantage on the first shot. They are not paying attention to you by any means. You hit.
Now, do I get sneak attack on that
You
then,
do.
or no?
Nice. Your arrow strikes home and you still have one more. Not at advantage.
So I'm still hasted this round?
Yes.
Okay.
You hit. Bits of fire spurt into the air before dissolving away into ash. Do you do anything else?
Well, let's see. He still recommended that I be in cover, so I think I'm just going to drop down between the door and the window there
All right.
and hide.
Goras, your turn.
All right.
You see no
Gonna-
enemies.
Try and find my friends again. I can see Solir
Okay.
in there.
A couple short screams come from the
20.
west.
Okay, I see drones out there.
Yes.
I've used, there we go, 25. I see a zombie.
You do see a
Um,
zombie. It is a spider with lots of fungus. It's
Okay, I probably recognize the fungus. That was a very long shot for me to reach with anything. Let me just double check, because I think Firebolt is 120 feet, but these things are fiery. Frostbite is 60 feet. Yeah. You know what, because of a lack of better things to do, I'm going to try and Firebolt the closest drone to me here.
all right.
Which I'm assuming that'll be cover or something? So firing like through a door, or...
No, you have a
Nice.
straight shot.
Okay. Cool.
That's exactly
Firebolt.
what he looks like.
Bam.
You do not hit.
All right.
Which is
Goras
for the
has been
best.
relying on saving throw spells the whole time and throws one thing out. So he's not used to aiming this thing. And okay. I'm I'm gonna bonus action shove the zombie onto the table there.
Okay.
I think since, or I'll shove it towards the door. I'll shove it towards the door. Give it a little boost. So that's a strength save, DC 16.
Okay.
Perfect.
It fails.
All right. So it's now 5 feet closer to being able to move out of here.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Perfect.
I contributed 5 feet speed to a zombie.
Which was a 25% speed boost.
Yeah, successful turn. And then it is now round 10.
It is.
So
Does Garfield have a seizure?
yeah, so I lose concentration. Bam. And both Garfield and Salir are. I don't think it's technically a condition, like it's not
Okay.
stunned or anything, but they lose their action, bonus action, and movement for the next turn.
All right. So
Is the wording of the spell?
they skip a turn, essentially.
Yes, I think they still get reactions.
Okay.
Let me double
Do you
check
have
that.
your reaction if you lose your action? I know you lose your bonus action if you lose your
There you
action.
go.
Thank
Spell
you.
ends. The target can't move or take actions plural, so no reaction either until after its next turn.
All right. Then it's Ashid's turn.
Although I guess reactions would be after its next turn, though.
They refresh at the beginning of your turn, and you can take them even during your turn if the conditions are right.
Right. I'll leave that up to you. That's
Okay,
fine.
let me
So-
look up and see if you lose your reaction and when you lose your action.
That is fair.
Jeremy Crawford says reactions are not actions. If an effect like haste shuts one off, it doesn't necessarily shut off the other.
Oh, to know.
Counterintuitive with bonus action, but we're gonna roll with it.
yeah, true.
What JC says is no longer canon anyway, with the drop of what was it, Xanathars? But regardless, we'll go with
Regardless.
it.
Cool.
What are you doing, Gig? Oh shit.
Shit has dissipated the first storm cloud and created a new one.
All right, are you going to zap the?
Yeah, so
Okay.
call lightning down and on top of the one that's outside the doorway.
The first one passes.
Do I only roll damage for one of them, or
You
for each
only
one
roll
that's within
damage
range?
once.
Okay.
Almost every spell where you roll damage, you roll once and apply that to everything.
Okay.
Aaron does it differently, but don't let that confuse you.
Okay. How could that possibly confuse me?
The second one fails and just gets evaporated.
Nice.
The first one succeeds and still gets evaporated. And that is the end of combat. Perfect timing.
We did it, guys. We saved the town. All 3% of it left.
Now we just have to save the buildings.
Goris
yeah,
runs
good
up
luck
to
with
the townsfolk that he shoved aside earlier and realizes he's no longer just sleeping. And sulks back to the group. Well, I don't hear any more skittering sounds. Do you? And I realize that Salir is currently stunned, and I move over to Oshit. I don't hear any skittering sounds. Do you?
The zombie skitters.
I have a
Goris
pet.
aims a fire blast at it, ready to fire.
No.
But, okay. It fires it into the floor, I guess. Just
Oh,
How long does he last?
an hour, I think.
Oh,
You
cool.
can raise some more corpses if you want. I think you can raise.
No, they have to die within 10 feet of me.
Well, I mean, we're kind of adjusting it so that you're just targeting corpses that are within 10 feet of you.
you.
You can
Is
just
this
walk
when your
over to
pet-
some more other corpses.
There has to be some limit to that, then.
I
I mean,
mean-
I can't just run around a and reanimate all corpses.
Well, yes. The limit is that you can only do it a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, I believe. The spiders you're not going to be able to do.
Oh, I
because
see.
Ordinarily, like I have been saying, they dissolve almost immediately into ash, so I really shouldn't have even been able to raise this one. But we're gonna assume that unholy powers willed it to be. I'm gonna call a 2-minute break, and then we'll reconvene.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be right back then.
I am returned.
I too am here.
Huzzah.
Well, with those temporary hit points, that ended up only costing me 5 for the whole combat.
Nice.
It didn't cost me anything.
Did it not really? Did it not cost you your dignity?
No, I'm pretty good.
It only cost you 1 innocent townsfolk.
I'm fine with that.
But how innocent were they, really?
That's a very good question. We are all back, I believeth. So, with the last of the Fearlins dead, no more screaming, what do you do?
Was the town still on fire?
Mildly, yes. It probably would be a good idea to put that out.
Solaire's going to want to put out the tavern,
Yep.
first and foremost.
This is a good idea, yes.
Well, you do that.
How useful are your friends, Oshit? Can they help us put out the fires?
Well, let's find out.
You can make them punch the fire. That's about as far as you can
So
go.
is every building on fire? Pretty much?
Let me... 1 second.
I'd also like to animate then 2 of the townspeople and see if they can punch the fire out.
7 buildings are on fire. The tavern, the 3 buildings to the north of it, the town hall, and then the 3 buildings to the north west. It's just the 3 buildings to the southwest that are not on fire.
Gotcha.
You can reanimate. Yep, 2 more. The heroic and valuable corpse proved their names to be accurate.
Is there a bucket by the well here?
There is, yes.
Goris will telekinesis that and try to bring that with him over to this building and just dump like single buckets of water at a time.
Congratulations.
Back and forth.
During this
I've done
time,
nothing but teleport water.
as is becoming tradition,
Yes.
Garfield does scouting and reports that he cannot find any more enemies. He has enlisted the help of the survivors he could find.
Well, that is good news at least. Here, help me get more buckets.
Over the next 10 minutes, all of the townsfolk who have survived, who were in the outlying buildings,
They're survivors?
surprisingly, miraculously, you are able to get the worst of the flames quenched. The zombies were almost no help whatsoever. They served to reduce morale by a considerable amount, because they're
They did their best.
clearly people who, used to be the friends and neighbors of the survivors.
I mean, we don't want the townsfolk feeling too good while they help us do work. Gotta keep that morale low,
And the only thing you can tell them to do really is smash. They don't really comprehend carry bucket.
If Wrath taught us anything, it's low morale wins.
I'm going to go let the people in the back room of the tavern know that it's safe to come out.
All right. They will come out. One of them was Sigmund. He is heroically holding a bag of gold and threatening you with it as you come in. He looks relieved to see that it's you.
Oh, good job.
And there were townsfolk that you effectively rescued from the north buildings also. The alchemist is dead. And yeah, there are lots of corpses in the buildings. Let me count them.
I didn't know there were this many people in the town.
There were like 17 corpses, then you removed a couple corpses. About half the townsfolk, it seems, have just completely fled because they're not here at all.
Should we go check the outlying farms to make sure they're not being attacked?
That is probably a good idea. I do not have maps for those.
Can I jimmy the door open?
Yes. You see corpses on beds.
This is not girl orphan, is it?
There are no orphans in sight. There's an
Okay,
academic
then.
corpse, a bigoted corpse, and a melted corpse.
Oh. Well, I don't care.
How are we doing on bucket brigade?
The flames are effectively out by now. Buildings will
Okay,
need to be
sick.
repaired before they are livable again. Because the roofs have caught fire, and that's the majority of the damage. And, you know, doors and windows that have been smashed it will also need to be repaired. The morale is incredibly low, though, among the townsfolk, and the majority of the conversation is about how, you know, everybody's just going to have to move. They got to get closer to the capital where, you know, the Saints can protect them, because there's just... They've been living on borrowed time for so long. They should have expected something like this would happen long ago.
Is there any way the Chosen One can send a message to another town to ask for help rebuilding?
Have I met anybody from nearby towns?
Well,
Like
you haven't
that Goris
been-
would keep in mind.
Can you give me a straight intelligence roll, please? No, give me a history roll, please.
History. Boom.
Did you look into your own history?
Excellent.
Gores realizes he can't even remember the
There-
names of anybody in town.
Wait, there are other towns other than this one in the area?
Wow.
You know, good people, there is no reason for you to flee your town. This is why the Chosen One was sent to you. You know, to protect you from this attack and to help you, make this area better and improve your town. There's no point to fleeing.
What are you talking about? Gores left us years ago. You left us years ago. You're only coming
Yes.
back now, and this is when everything is happening.
Yes, we were summoned back here. You know, the Chosen One had to leave to go become the Chosen One, and now he has come back to you.
You know, if you'd been here with everybody would probably still be alive. You were all fooling around with those orphans of yours. Well, we're just trying to
Have
Just- do our business.
As you recall, we were trying to help the soldiers who had been attacked.
Yes, maybe you should have
We had to
kicked them away
get
and stayed
them
here.
situated.
You knew there was danger coming and you ran off from town.
speaking,
which is why we came back. You know, which one of these little obnoxious shitheads am I about to bitch slap?
The self-centered townsfolk. Immediately to where are we going?
speaking of orphans and imminent danger, have you seen them?
What? No.
They missed their lesson today.
Oh, that's the ungenerous townsfolk. He'll also work. Goodness, these townsfolk did not get good.
Maybe we
words.
should have just let them die.
We've got the ungenerous townsfolk, the bored townsfolk, the pompous, the unsympathetic, the mumbled.
At least the bigoted
accusatory.
one's dead.
Then there's the supple townsfolk over here.
So all of the good ones have died or run.
I think so.
We're
yes.
just left with the whiners that hid and did nothing.
More or less,
We've got our guy.
He took the money. At least he was smart enough to do that. Not smart enough to run, apparently.
He saved the money, so I think he deserves a bonus for this heroic action of his. So Solaire's going to give him 5 gold for, his heroism there in protecting the tavern's interests.
He beams tremendously. Thank you, sir. I will remember this day for the rest of my life. I will serve you even better than I previously have. He's gonna get a hit die for that.
He just leveled up.
Yes.
So, how is business so far while we were gone? How much money have you made?
I don't rightly know, sir, he says, and just kind of stares at the bag of gold in his hand.
Do I believe him? With my 8 wisdom?
You believe him?
I see. Yes, numbers are very confusing. I understand.
Ah, shit.
Yes.
Someone's walking down the path from the north.
Oh,
Bena seems to have a tremendous wound on the back of her head. In fact, her brain is exposed.
oh,
There's
that's
a
not
just
good.
gigantic portion of skull just ripped away from the back of her head. And there's lots of little buds of something sprouting from the flesh of her brain. She looks just completely dazed, looking around her as she walks down the path.
But that'll definitely help. That heals traumatic brain injury, right?
Some of her wounds close up. Her head does not. She says, "Thank you."
Do you have my orphans?
Yes.
Where are they?
I need to speak with everyone for that.
Everyone, like, us or the whole
Yes.
town?
No, not
Because half the
town.
town's dead.
Yes. That was a bit of a failure on your part, wasn't it?
No.
It's what you've deserved. It's what you brought upon yourself.
Well,
I hope you'll
I
remember
mean,
it a long time, and I hope you won't forget it.
it wasn't us that died, so just tell my zombie party to follow me.
They follow very slowly.
Oh, it's Banana. Hello.
She looks around at all the townsfolk who are muttering about whatever they're muttering about.
Do I
And-
recognize whatever's growing out of her head?
Can you give me a nature roll, please? They are, upon very close inspection, lots of little closed eyes.
Ew.
She looks around at all the townsfolk, and she doesn't do anything, but they all fall unconscious. They just kind of fall, bonking their little heads on the ground, wherever they were standing. Your zombies immediately decay back into their original bodies. The small mushrooms disintegrating.
That reminds me. Gorsh just points to the nearest townsfolk. That reminds me of me, the first time I heard the music. How does the music sound right now?
The music has gone dead silent.
Goris just kind of curls up to the ground, like kind of shivers a little bit.
Let's have a reckoning right now, an accounting of things.
Where's
First,
Garfield?
where is Garfield? Garfield
He was in a tree last I knew.
is also unconscious on the ground.
Hmm.
First things first. You freed me, and for that I owed you everything. Second, I prevented tremendous loss and protected your lives. If it wasn't for me, you would all be dead now. I think that evens things out. Third, I have taken your orphans. because I don't think I can count on the generosity of your hearts to help me any further. And
Who are you?
She pulls a locket from around her neck. That is, one half of it is gold and one half of it is silver, and there are etchings on each side of it that look oddly familiar. And she undoes the clasp, and there is a stone carving of each of the orphans, one on each side, carved into what looks like ruby. And she says, I was called Ost, and of all the gods I loved the mortals so much. But the mortals turned to their own gods and conspired with the other gods to lock me away. And then came the Neverborn, and they have taken up rulership where the gods used to be. I don't like them very much. They're a bunch of little pissants. I have bought your contract from the queen of these little things. Your souls belong to me now. The Neverborn will not harm you any further. But you have also opened the lighthouse. And that's not a good thing, because now even more gods can come into the world. I am going to ask you kindly to shore it up for me, and if you do this, I will give you your orphans back. Does that sound fair?
How did we open the lighthouse?
I don't know. All that I know is you woke me up and I was whisked away to another place for a bit. And that lighthouse where they had shoved my body was broken apart and shines through all the worlds so that other gods can come, as I and my siblings did so long ago. And if they come to this place, it will completely disrupt everything you've ever known. So their idea of reality is different from my own. I do love you mortals, I want you to know that. I don't say any of this out of a sense of possessive arrogance. I just want things to go back to the way they used to be. For starters, it really would be best if you sealed up the lighthouse before any other gods come through.
What happened to the woman whose brain you're living in?
She died. But she... And well, it's a bit of a long story, and I don't know all of the details. What I do know is the old man who raised you all sold your souls to someone I don't know. It gave you to the Neverborn. Long time ago, you were destined to belong to them, and as I now own the contract that gave the Neverborn rights to seek you out, I found her in the moment of her death and took her.
Wrath sold their souls?
Yes.
That sounds like something he'd do, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would be surprised.
I don't know what he sold them for. That's not something I was able to discern.
What did you do to the Chosen One?
I did nothing to him. He hears the whispers of the Neverborn, but I will not allow that while I am here among you. I am surprised more of you don't hear them. He seems to be a little more susceptible than the others of you. And he looks at you, Asha, and says, and when I say you, I of course don't mean you. Though he sold your soul for something, I don't know to whom, though.
Did he?
Yes, that's what it says on your... She gestures vaguely. There's not a word for it. But it says your soul belongs to someone else. I could help you find it, I suppose. I could help all of you find your souls if you wished. Otherwise, you may have a very unpleasant afterlife.
That would be nice, yeah.
But first things first is the lighthouse. I will give you your orphans back when you seal that back up.
How do we get back there?
I can send you back.
Oh, good.
But you're going to need sealing magic. I don't know how magic has progressed in the time I've been away, but I imagine the old manners of sealing magic are quite obsolete. But they're also what is required to seal it back up again, because that's how they were built. Do you remember what you did to unseal it? The act of you going to the lighthouse was not the act of unsealing it itself. It was something you did after you got there. Probably after you freed me, because I did not feel it unsealed in the moment I was free, or I would have stood among you then. I was repulsed away in the moment you freed me, which meant it must have been sealed.
Goris looks up, still kind of covering his ears with his hands and rocking back and forth, and says, I showed everyone. I was the chosen one.
What did you do? You showed them. What did you show them?
That I was fit to sit on the throne.
Oh, that's...
And I did.
That's interesting.
Because I am the chosen one.
And you're still alive.
As I... and he kind of collapses back to the ground again.
Whoever pulled you there was protecting you. He wanted you to remain alive. I don't know whether that means it was the Neverborn, and they simply wanted their tool to remain active for a while longer, or if it was someone else who didn't want you to go to them. It's very, very strange. I have a lot of thinking to do on this. And she holds out her hand, and, oh gosh, how many of you are there? Yeah. And she looks down at the collapsed mercenary. He's beginning to smell like you, just a tad. He doesn't seem very trustworthy, though, so I wouldn't recommend keeping him around. But would you like a key for him? Or perhaps you could give it to someone else. You'll need a key to get back to the lighthouse. She gives him a little kick.
Our other friend who went to the lighthouse with us,
Yeah.
can you see where he is? He rang a bell and disappeared on us.
I don't know where he is. He's vanished from my sight. I don't know. What did you say happened to him? You said he rang a bell?
He came back from wherever he had been, and he rang a bell and left again. And we have not heard from him since.
What was the bell that he rang?
I don't know. It was a bell.
Well, don't ring it, I suppose. Try to avoid ringing bells. Bells call between the worlds. The music is made with bells. Well, I suppose I'll give you an extra key. You can use it as you see fit. So long as you don't eat the keys, you can use them again and again. And she pulls from the air 4 little skeleton keys, each of which appear to be carved from sapphire. And she drops one onto Garfield and hands each of the others of you one of them. Just see the door that is always before you. Put the key into it, turn it, and the door will open.
That sounds straightforward. Is there anything you can do for this town?
No, you couldn't save it. I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Well, being a god, I thought maybe you could rebuild it somehow.
I could, but that's not the way it will happen. It was destroyed by her children. I'm not going to undo that. I'm not immortal. I don't do things like that.
By whose children?
Oh, she is a very minor god. She is the Neverborn call her Our Lady of the Flames. She is a princess from the Plane of Fire. And she has very poor manners. She invades the mortal world, and I told her a very long time ago that she was not to touch things with souls. She was only to take animals. But I have heard since I've been back that she has, as of late, been disregarding that. She will no longer pursue you, though, don't worry. And I have destroyed the remainder of her children. All of those who were not supposed to be here. Well, I suppose they're your children, too. They were the ones she abandoned. She had no claim over them.
So they were orphans.
Yes.
So technically we could have claimed them.
But they were your children. You could have claimed them, yes.
We could have had a house full of fire
No,
orphans.
they weren't your children. They were their children, but yes. And she looks around and says, I don't see this conversation being of any more use. And then Banna's head explodes.
Oh. Sorry, Chosen One. You're covered in head matter.
Is the music back?
The music is back almost immediately.
So as Ashid is saying, sorry, Chosen One, Goris like flattens out on the ground and takes a deep breath, like slowly gets up, completely ignoring the brain matter.
Amongst the unconscious and dead townsfolk, a new power surges through each of you. We're going to end for today, and you can all level up.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, thank you, sir.
You are welcome.
That was awesome, Taylor. Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
close.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
I am
Yes.
into this.
I am sorry that I just kind of spammed 2 different enemies at all of you.
That's great. It gave us a lot of targets to fight in a
Yes.
honestly very complex battlefield. It was very fun.
I will see you all later. I will keep Foundry up for a while if you want to level up now. And actually, I'll stay on for a bit in case anyone has leveling questions.
Well, if I recall, there in Foundry, there's just a level me up button.
There is, and it may or may not work for you. It kind of didn't work properly for the Spore Druid, so we may have to manually add things.
Well, the good thing is I'll have no idea if it worked or not.
Yes. So I will stay on for a few more minutes. But to people